Hello, and welcome along to the very first QuickWorks Q&A session with me, Clive Hand, and my comrade, Kevin Barry. We are just in for a lot of trouble and punishment. I don't know if this is a good thing or not, but we'll figure it out as we go along, folks. Thank you very much for landing on our page. We got loads of valuable stuff for you to look and learn. And anything you can't find out, please do get in touch, and we'd be more than happy to help you guys out. As a quick introduction, my name is Clive Hand, co-founder here at QuickWorks, and I have my own accounting business as well. I've mentioned Kevin. So Kevin, do you want to do a quick hello and intro?
Kevin Barry, everything you need to know about me is on our website and on LinkedIn. And great to work with Clive.
Absolutely. So for you guys who don't know, I'm based over in the East Coast and Kevin is based on the West Coast. So we've got great coverage of the country, and two good minds hopefully will help you guys on your QuickBooks journey. So today we're going to be talking about all things QuickBooks, not QuickWorks. We can talk about QuickWorks as well. And we're going to talk about who we help and how we help, and have a chit chat about other things that are going on with us in this business as well. So Kevin, QuickWorks, it's up and running. It's a couple of months old. We've a few projects on the go. We've done quite a good few, and a few ongoing inquiries coming in. So far, what's been like probably one of the most best projects that we've done so far to date for you?
Well, I know you're going to show it in a second. It's getting our own website up and running.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, for all business owners out there, a website is never finished. Okay. It's a brochure. It saves printing 500 brochures and leave them into hotel foyers, and people pick them up and hopefully calling you. The website keeps you open 24/7. Everything you want to sell should be on there. So for your own business, that's what it's about. A lot of accountants, and we happen to be accountants too, often don't even look at their own website. It's up there. They think it's great. Well, we do look at ours. So the QuickWorks one will be how you'll find out what we do, how we help people, what the latest things are. So it's all QuickBooks related. It's all about making money for you. If you invest with us, it will pay back. If it doesn't pay back, I'll be astonished. It always does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, can we have a look at this website, Clive?
Absolutely. Let's jump over there now.
Okay. So the greatest thing about this is, although we kind of half think it's finished, it's not. There'll be new features coming up all the time because business evolves. All right. But Clive is going to give you the rapid fire, zippy tour around it. But 99% of people who are landing on the website at the moment are actually only buying licenses up us or switching to it. They're not actually hiring us at all, which is completely fine. They know what they're at. But most people, and it's in the tagline there, who do call us, have QuickBooks. They like it. They're using it. It's not quite going right for them, and they might call us in to give a hand on that. Okay. But 99% of people at the moment are buying licenses. They're still QuickBooks licenses. We get them off QuickBooks, but we do you a better deal. Okay. And also we do a few little features. So Clive, if somebody wanted to buy a license, just give them a little director. So you land here. Now, we all speak English. Okay.
Absolutely. So folks, absolutely. So when you land onto our website and you're interested in taking on a QuickBooks Online license, you can get there fairly quickly. Up in the top navigation bar, we have the option to buy QuickBooks. This is ideal if you're not using QuickBooks at the minute. So if you're using Xero, Sage, or any of the other accounting softwares and you just want to use QuickBooks, you can use the buy QuickBooks option. If for some reason you're already using QuickBooks and you want to get a better deal and you want to work with Irish QuickBooks Online experts, we do have the option to switch me now. As Kevin has alluded to, this will give you a better deal over your current offer or whatever QuickBooks Online is currently pricing at, whatever their standard pricing is. I can't recall what it is at the minute, but let's click on buy QuickWorks or QuickBooks and see what we have here. So with QuickBooks, we do offer you a incentive 15% discount for life over the standard prices that QuickBooks Online offers directly to you. We do offer 3 packages: Essential, Plus, and Advanced. And if you're really interested to understand which one is the best for you, check out the latest blog that Kevin has created about how choosing your right QuickBooks license is like choosing your right cup of coffee. So in here, folks, we give a list, breakdown of the key features that come with each type of license. What we can do then, folks, is if you select the plan that you like, we ask you to fill in a very short form. We'll gather your details, and this helps us to set you up. We don't ask for any credit card details or anything like that, but instead we can sign up via direct debit, and within 24 hours we'll have you set up and ready to go. If you guys already are on QuickBooks Online and you'd like to move your license over, you'll automatically receive that 15% discount as well. But we'll throw in a couple of bonuses. So we have an online health check, a QuickBooks Online health check. So if you purchase QuickBooks Online from us, what we'll do is we'll offer to do a review of your QuickBooks Online setup and provide you with some feedback on the key areas that you can improve on to maximize the output that you're getting from your QuickBooks Online. And folks, we also have a ebook called A QuickBooks Never Calls In Sick. It's a very short, funny ebook about why leaning on QuickBooks Online is essential for your business. So there we go, folks. Which is funny enough, Kevin, as you alluded to, we specialize in training, support, and migrations, but QuickBooks Online licenses purchases seems to be the most popular option at the minute.
You simply could have said.
Oh, you and your simply could have said.
Are you going to take this long to answer every question I ask you?
Abso-friggin-lutely, yes.
It's a good thing I didn't ask you to tell me about yourself. We know we would be here half the morning. Ginny Mac. Okay. Anyway, that was God. Anyway, I had a sandwich and a soup while I was listening to that. And
Kevin's hair got a bit grayer.
Anyway, if you didn't find out the answer somewhere on what Clive said there, there is no answer. But no, it's great. There's 3 steps to sign up. If you have QuickBooks, come with us. We'll do a health check. You get money off for life. And even if you're not on the 50% deal, you stick with the way you're going, QuickBooks is worth the money. All right? No problem. The saving is because they give it to us a bit at a lower level, and we pass on some of that to you. That's how it goes. That's business. The other side of it is that's the switch deal. But buying the license, if you never want to see us again, you're still getting your QuickBooks license through us, and at least we're there. You've got the optional health check down the road. Okay. So yeah, that was great. Now I'm going to ask you another question, Clive. Okay, and keep it under 30 minutes. Okay. So
Kevin,
features.
Kevin, I have a rule for my kids, right? Can you answer me in 10 words or less? If yes, answer me. If no, message me.
Okay. So here's the next great one. Yeah, the phone is ringing all the time, and emails and all that, and not everybody does work with us. Okay, and that's fine. But say what would be like in the last 3. What I find really is businesses are evolving quicker than the accountants are out there. And a typical business these days, I'm going to throw this one at you, I know you're not expecting it, is someone, say, running a hospitality position or a shop. They've got a website, they're selling online. If somebody rings them, they can either post it out or sell something over the counter. Or maybe there's something made to order and they invoice them and collect the money. So will QuickBooks handle all of those, or is there add-ons needed sometimes? Or what way is business say right now today? Don't tell me about how it used to be. Tell me about how it is today. What's the biggest new type of inquiry you're getting this weather?
Yeah, I'm really happy to see the businesses. I'm over my 10 words already, am I? I'm really happy to see that businesses are seeing the opportunities that the likes of QuickBooks can provide them beyond just simple bookkeeping, VAT compliance. For example, like the hospitality industry, QuickBooks allows you to add on and build an app stack or an ecosystem of different software tools that all talk with QuickBooks. It allows you to do and look at, say, your operations, like how much food you've prepared, how much ingredients you need to order, through to employee rostering, to looking at what your sales are during the day, where's your peak times. And all of this information is just data being gathered in conjunction with your bookkeeping. So what's
Can
happening
I
is,
can I jump in there? Okay. I'll
yeah,
just be because I know you know everything. Okay. And I mean that Clive is a fountain of knowledge. Okay. If I marry Joe in a petrol station in Mount Millick, okay, and I'm working the till there, what I'm seeing from some accountants is that they're printing out the Zeds reading, looking at it, handing it to Josephine, who comes in every Thursday, and times are tight. Okay. And Josephine will pump in that maybe to an Excel, and she's charging 25 quid an hour. And, there's 7 days of the week, or sometimes the Z reading or the X reading will go, this is the typical thing. But you were showing me about ways that could be, if Josephine is costing, we'll say 500 a month. Bookkeepers love this. What you showed me the tools that could be simplified and a massive money saving. Tell me
yeah,
about
like
that one.
we once had a client who was using QuickBooks and was using an e-postil. And this e-postil particularly worked with QuickBooks directly. However, the client was still sending an Excel sheet to their accountant at the end of every month to record, what the sales was and the VAT was. I simply said to them, "Do you like that?" Simply said. I simply said to them, "Why don't you just connect your till to QuickBooks?" And then they came back, right, after they'd moved over to us. They came back and said, "Geez, this is great. We're saving like an hour a day, not having to do reconciliations, and all the information is just going automatically into QuickBooks. I've now 5 hours on a Friday to go for pints instead of looking at Z reports and totals." So there is more to QuickBooks than just the
Well,
bookkeeping.
and how much did that save them on bookkeeping money? Or if it didn't save them money, they probably freed up the bookkeeper to do something else.
It saved him an hour a day, is what he reckoned, between to have to do the Z total reconciliations and having to fill in an Excel report and send that information across.
Okay.
That's quite a significant saving per week.
Well, let's just say that was a minimum of 25 euros per hour, minimum. That'd be 175 a week on a 7-day situation. And okay, I'm going to frighten myself now. 9,000 a year, but that's up on 52 weeks. So I divide it by 52 because it's more likely 48. Okay. We're over 8,000 quid of a saving in 1 year from your bit. How much did you charge for that, Clive?
The ePostil integration, I think it was like 60 euros a month, something like that.
Wow.
It was cheap as chips for the value that you were getting. It was amazing.
The big thing about QuickWorks is, and Clive is the best example of it, is technology won't call in sick. It won't say, my dog ate my homework. It's not going to say it's going on holiday for these months when you're really busy. It's not going to come in and not talk to you about something you don't realize you've done or haven't done. Okay, none of that's going to happen. The technology is there. It works. It is a bit like buying a car. There's, you get what you pay for. They have all different features. So in the middle, we've got QuickBooks, and you have to mention a few features around it. You may find if you look around your sitting room, a lot of the technology you need, you already have. Things like iPads, iPhones, Androids, smart TVs, Wi-Fi. You have a lot of this in place. So that's great. But buying the license, anyway, that's a huge one. Suppose I want to do, I have people, we're using QuickBooks, we're getting on grants. But what happens, I hear, is that the accountant doesn't know how to use it or doesn't want to use it, or how can they use it. So we always can add in an accountant, but training is what I'm coming to here, Clive, right? So what type of training is the biggest, like what are the top 3 areas that people like to have training in when it comes to QuickBooks?
Yes,
So you
it's a really good question, Kevin. When it comes to
great.
training, 10 seconds or less. When it comes to training, folks, the key areas are your bookkeeping. So it's your sales, purchases, and banking. Okay. And once you get a grasp of that and how to use QuickBooks and program it, and you're, as Kevin will say to you as well, it's about 75% of your bookkeeping is done for you. Okay. So we like to train you on how to use QuickBooks properly, the way that it's meant to be, using the best bookkeeping standards and approach. I would also say that we help you find efficiencies to streamline how you do it. So it's not just simply, here's how you do it, good luck, good night, and goodbye. We actually try identifying ways of improving the way you do what you do via QuickBooks as well. Now, as we alluded to, that might mean adding on different apps to help streamline that, but we have the knowledge and expertise to provide you with that advice.
Now,
Anything else?
can I ask you? Yeah, I want to ask you another question. I'm interrupting you deliberately here. So a bookkeeper would say, because you're flying it there, right? But the bookkeeper who I deal with in an organization might say, well, we don't need that. It works fine the old way. What do you say to that?
Yeah, we've had that so many times, right? I was like, okay, that's fine, okay, but wouldn't you want to know or like to know what it could look like? Wouldn't you want to do things more efficiently, give yourself back more time, and have better information or output at the other end? Why wouldn't you want all of those things? Why would you want to stick
Okay,
with the
so I'll be the
status quo?
bookkeeper again, Clive, right? That bookkeeper all the time. They say, well, my hours will be cut. They won't need me anymore. How would you answer that one?
Absolutely not. As a bookkeeper, your real value is not in processing information. Your real value is that you are at the heart of the business, and you should be focused on the information coming out at the other end of the bookkeeping so you can help the business owners drive their business forward and help them make more money. So your role can evolve into a more valuable one. Not only will your hours not be cut, but puts you in a brilliant position to negotiate that rate per hour.
Yeah, okay, super. Well done. I was really pushing you there. I completely agree. Okay, the businesses that are flying it are the ones that have a really strong administrator, bookkeeper, practice manager who knows the program inside out, and you literally cannot live without them. All right, that is it. If they left, the place would collapse. That's
Absolutely.
that's where a bookkeeper, accountant person needs to get themselves to. And but it's the ones who don't want to get on that train leave themselves vulnerable because the train is leaving the station. It's only a matter of whether they're on it or not, you know. So,
Yeah.
just interested to hear what you'd experienced on that. Okay.
Many times we hear the story that we never made the change to QuickBooks. We never made the change to online because a certain member of staff that was really important to us did not want to make that change and was holding us back. And then for some reason, that member of staff moves on to get a different role. And then the door opens to digitalizing the business through QuickBooks or the accounting practice. And all of a sudden, it's like, why didn't we do this sooner? That has always been the feedback in these scenarios.
Yeah, exactly. And it's getting so difficult to hire people now. People are out there, you know, hiring has never been easy. What's that new term? I mean, we've all had experiences of hiring people that didn't work out. You have to blame yourself. You get the people you deserve. Maybe you didn't train them right. Maybe you didn't select them right. Maybe you didn't interview them right. Whatever the reason is. But hiring people slow, fire fast is the only way to go. But so hire slow, you're more likely to get the right person, someone who's going to stick with you, likes the culture, likes, we'll say, the area if they're not working remote, and so on. But someone who's strong in administration is so vital. I'll tell you, I'll give you the next add-on. It's called the external accountant who wants to file the accounts and do the books and records. A lot of them will be multitaskers. They'll be on various programs. They'll be familiar with QuickBooks. Say they'll know how to get stuff off it, but they don't know how to work it. Okay, and if you kind of have it done yourself before it gets there, you might get a better deal out of them, or you'll get more work out of them for the same money. All right. But if they're strong on QuickBooks, great. But when you selected your accountant, was that the question you asked them? What software do you use? It probably
Yeah.
wasn't,
No.
So, all right, I'm going to land you with another one. The various businesses that are out there. And I just want to ask you, the pros and cons. I'm going to throw a few businesses at you. I know you're not expecting this, just for the business owners who are listening. So let's just say it was I'll go professional services for the start. I'll say a solicitor or a physiotherapist or a doctor. Is it appropriate for those types of businesses?
Yeah, I find that QuickBooks an excellent bookkeeping system for all types of businesses. Naturally enough, it's going to be suited to typical type of industries, some more than others. I find professional services, it does really well with that. I find wholesale businesses, it's excellent for that, especially with stock tracking. And I also think it's really good with construction industry type of services with its projects tool as well. So yeah,
Okay.
my top three there is services, professional services, construction, and wholesale type businesses.
Okay, so the three I asked you, I'm trying to get you're like a politician today. The how to get a direct answer out of you, but
Nope.
the answer was yes. Can I ask you which ones are not suitable for?
Manufacturing.
Okay.
But I would say then again, it can work with other tools that specialize in manufacturing and still maintain your bookkeeping within QuickBooks Online.
Okay. I'm going to throw another one at you. Accountants. Okay.
Jesus, I have to dodge. I'm trying to dodge bullets here,
Listen,
I said Q&A. I didn't say like a shooting line.
You're like Emmett Smith in the old days for the Dallas Cowboys. Nothing can stop you. You're hurling them all. No, I suppose sometimes I hear from accountants, it doesn't integrate with this, doesn't do this for me, that for me. I'll throw a quick one. Now I know I'm a bit like a lawyer now. I'm answering a question that I know the answer to. But if you're using QuickBooks, will it produce, for instance, statutory accounts for filing with the company's office?
No, it won't. It won't. I'm afraid it won't, Kevin. But neither will any of the others.
Great answer, man. And so there's always an add-on required for that to occur.
There is. I'm afraid there is. Unfortunately, there is. Yes.
Yeah. It's not unfortunately. It's just to know these things at the start. So
yeah, I think it's really important to understand the limitations as well as the benefits and the pros, and understand what the limitations are. So you build a plan around it.
Okay. So coming back to regardless of what we say, coming back to the website, it's great to see it up there. All right. So there's a list of people there that this is aimed at, and all that is grand. So migration is coming up all the time. All right. So what's the word for this? It's not really a buzzword or anything. It's not, as Tony Blair would say, sexy or anything like that. But it's so needed. So migration is really coming off the old system onto the new system. So the most common migrations we come across, I'd like to get your side. Like, what is it essential? Is the first question. Is it essential to migrate? And second of all, what are the most common ones we're seeing?
Is it essential? Yeah, I think so. I worked as an accountant in business for like nearly 2 decades. My biggest challenges in helping business owners as an accountant in business is getting really good information on a timely basis. If you're working with a system, if you're an accountant, a bookkeeper, working with a system that doesn't give you information or reports at a push of a button, then absolutely you got to migrate. If you're struggling with time and processing information, you got to migrate. It's as simple as that. And worse again, if you're on a desktop, you should be in the cloud in this day and age. You got to migrate.
Okay. Now, just for the people out there who just turn on the computer in the morning, difference between desktop and online?
I suppose the online gives you a lot more flexibility in the sense that you can switch on that computer from anywhere in the world, so long as you have an internet connection. So it means also that multiple people can work on the same information at the same time, which may not necessarily be possible on a desktop approach.
Okay, good stuff. Do you know what used to kill me with the old desktop approach? I had a server in the office, and good lads put it in and everything. I'm going back 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and the guy said to me, "You're all wired up now. Everyone can see everything from the different desks." I said, "Brilliant." Okay. So on the weekend, I said, "I'll turn it all off." He said, "No, you won't. It must stay on the whole time." So I don't do as much of it now, but work weekends regular, and you go in and you have to kill me to walk in, and this computer is going all night, morning, noon, and night, eating electricity. And when I moved to the cloud, the silence in the office on weekends or after 6 o'clock, it was just, I knew it was money in my pocket. And I said, Jesus, I'm not paying for all this electricity now. The bills will come and you'll be giving out yourself. So in the cloud, you're not carrying all the stuff that has to be left on for cooling reasons and backup reasons all weekend.
Yeah.
It's a great one. Yeah.
And ultimately, it's a greater level of security as well. The level
That's right.
the level of encryption and security that QuickBooks Online Intuit have is above banking grade security as well. So if you trust your bank, you can trust QuickBooks.
Yeah. And just on that, I know the migration here, like just with business owners, I have one business owner selling part of her business now in the next 30 days. Okay. She's been on QuickBooks for years. She's one of the first people to go onto QuickBooks, but it's all there. And I know it was a major factor with their forensic accountant who was looking at the accounts and verifying everything, that they could just access it, look at it, everything. The attachments are all there. The bank is encrypted. They can really look into it. If you're paying money to buy a business, the quality of the accounting information will add to its resale value. Otherwise, you'll find someone like me or Clive will knock you down. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Number one, if you're not on the cloud, your company valuation is getting discounted. And number two, if your bookkeeping is not up to date, then again, your valuation is going to get another kicking. So make life easy for yourself. You're building a really valuable asset. You probably build to exit at some stage. So make life easy for yourself and get on the cloud.
Okay. So that's the migration coverage. The case studies we have there they're actually real case studies of businesses that me and Clive have worked with. They exist. You'll find them. They know they're on here. And there's a lot more. We just didn't get around to putting them up there. And have a look at the testimonials. I'm going to throw at you, Clive, like 3 of the newest inquiries that have come in on our emails in the last week. And I like kind of belting these at you because you don't know what's coming and you're going to answer them well. You're the Katie Taylor of QuickWorks. So you are Katie Taylor, dodging and weaving.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm a pro.
Okay, so a business of 20 separate outlets and 14 different bookkeepers asked me this week, can we have training for our bookkeepers on QuickBooks? Okay, now, what would be the 4 top questions you would ask them back? Because we haven't replied.
Crikey. My God, right, okay. Folks, you definitely know this is not rehearsed or scripted, right? So that was an unbelievable inquiry, by the way. That's amazing. That'd be a huge project. Yes, I want to. Are we all on the same systems? Are we all using? First of all, are you all using the same QuickBooks? Like that might seem like a stupid question, but somebody might be on Essentials, some might be on Plus, some might be on Advanced. You don't know. The other thing is, are you all doing the same thing in the same way? Number 2, and then number 3, right? I don't know. Number 3. What was the question again?
and you said it was a great question. The question was, what would be the 3 questions you would ask them? So I suppose the question that the last part I'm marking is a profile of the bookkeepers, are they full-time, part-time, and how long they're using it, even things like that. Have they got received training and items like that? But it comes back to one of your first things about coordination of data and being in the cloud, not on the cloud desktop, not on the desktop. Like this business is got all those outlets and it sounds discoordinated. Even 14 bookkeepers in 20 outlets. It's a lot, don't want to frighten the bookkeepers, but there's a lot of labor there, okay? And the online might solve some of that. Another one that came in, and even though I know the answer to this one myself, but I like people to hear it from you. They're selling through websites a lot, nearly everything. You know, you go into Facebook, there's all these online shops, Shopify shops and all that. And at the moment, this lady is taking stuff down off Stripe or off Summit and staring at a printout and pumping it into QuickBooks. Is there a way they can tie themselves up? Is that easy, or do we have to do, is it another add-on situation? Does that cost much? I know there's not much info here I'm giving you.
Yeah, no, thanks. So the answer to that question is actually beyond it's in the answer to that question is a combination of QuickBooks Online training and experience from the likes of you and I to advise on what's the best way to approach that. Like we've worked with apps that work with QuickBooks Online that pulls all that information in from Stripe, pulls all that information in from SumUp, and it allows then the bookkeeper to analyze it or program it and then publish it into QuickBooks Online to make their life a lot easier. So it's a prime example whereby we're taking our expertise in apps and digital tools alongside QuickBooks to make their life a lot easier, to get their job done a lot quicker and better, ultimately. And if that's too much app and tech for you, then we have a different approach to getting all that information into QuickBooks Online as well. They're working with one lady this week, and they've reconciled all their Stripe transactions for the whole 7 months within the last week. So they undone all the work and redone it in the way that we've trained them to do, and everything is tied back perfectly now.
Good man. Okay. Support. All right. So a lot you mentioned it at the start there, that sometimes we do some work with people and then we offer them support. I can say this to everybody who's listening. Certainly when we train, we have 5 grades of businesses. We want to leave you a grade 1 where you know what you're doing, you're up to date. There's conditions on that. You've got to turn up for the training. You've got to be on time. You've got to look at the videos that we record live with you. You've got to do the homework afterwards. But sometimes it just doesn't work out and people need us around longer. So we do offer support. How do people inquire about that on the website? I'm liking this website more.
I think the easiest way to do there is, number one, you got to fill out your 1-minute questionnaire. A very, very simple thing to do. It'll pop down in here. And tell us what the biggest problem is that you would like solved in the next 3 weeks. Okay. From there, we'll get in contact with you to set up a call. Alternatively, if you want to go straight into a discovery call, you can book yourself in at a time and a date that suits you, and you can have a chat with Kevin and I about what your challenges are, and then we can build a plan or a support package to help you. Okay. Obviously, we got 3 types of levels of support, and I do believe that people who have support packages with us benefit greatly, because they lose hours trying to figure out a problem, while they could come to us and have it figured out in no time.
Okay, and just for everyone here, the discovery call is not free. It's €49, generally 45 minutes. We should have 45, 49, 49. But the reason is to stop time wasters, okay? So €49 doesn't bind you to anything. It's a nominal fee to cover some of our software. But aside from that, if it does lead to any business down the road, it gets knocked up the first service. All right. So the discovery call, the worst case scenario is you learn something you didn't know. You know we're not for you, but you've got a recording of what happened, and you look back at it, and maybe things will change. Okay. But everything is on the table in the discovery call. You can ask any question. You often share your screen. We'll look at what your issue is. If it's a simple fix, we'll just simple fix it there with you. All right. Now, what I've discovered from experience, and Clive Hand has as well, is that the biggest problem you have might be solvable, but then there's other things we notice, and we might point them out to you. Okay, they may not be a priority for you. If you know about them already, that's fine. But maybe, you might need us to fix the bigger issue. And sometimes we see on our homepage, we have the line, get your QuickBooks set up right. Sometimes we see a massive problem in there, and they don't realize it. So it might be uncomfortable for us to tell you this, but we will tell you if there's something like that. Okay. And you don't have to use us to fix it, but just out of professional courtesy, that will happen.
I think
Um,
it's really important there, and sorry for cutting in. I think it's the fact that you're getting Irish support as well. Somebody, people who are familiar with um the Irish QuickBooks, but the Irish industry when it comes to like the VAT, I think that's sometimes a real help just to be able to pick up a phone or an email and send it to somebody who's based in the same country as you is a very valuable thing to have as well.
okay. And now while we're on it, so you were jumping on there earlier, our values,
Oh, our
Clive.
values, yes, right,
Yeah.
okay. Let me
Just so you know
scroll
what to
up
expect. Yeah.
and then, oh, who are those
I,
dodgy guys?
you're dying to talk about yourself. Listen, Clive is great. You heard it here first. Okay, you
Oh,
happy? Okay. Can you zoom in a small?
values.
Yeah.
Sorry, values. I'll scroll down a little bit more
Well,
actually and throw
even
it.
yeah. Okay, that's a good one. So we'll take one each. I'll do the first one. So listen, we wouldn't be accountants unless we said to you, keeping good records leads to lower taxes and a more valuable business. Just a quick one with that. Our experience is disorganized businesses overpay their taxes. They're late with everything. They're getting fined to get sheriff fees. And because they're losing receipts, their profits look high or they can't prove their business expenses and they're paying tax on money that shouldn't be taxed. We don't want you there. If you are there and you want to stay there, don't call. Okay? Clive, I'll let you handle the second one.
Yeah, like keeping the next one there is every business needs to keep their records online at this stage. I'm a huge advocate for this. I believe that not only is it greater level of security, but greater level of flexibility for your business. We're in a very quick-paced business environment these days, and to be able to access your records via an app on your phone or on your laptop, if you're at the airport or whatever it may be, is essential for you in operating your business in this environment.
Very good. I'll take the third, not to be late filing forms. We don't want you drawing attention to yourself. There's only 24 hours a day. Answering why are you late for final demands. We don't want you there. Just so you know where we're coming from.
Yeah. Every business owner should seek to make a profit. Why else would you start a business? It's not a charity, although charities do have a purpose. But as an entrepreneur, you really want to drive that business to make profit. Best way to do that through really good bookkeeping, and to understand your numbers. My best clients are the ones that really want to understand their numbers and who prioritize their bookkeeping to get those numbers.
Very good. No cover-ups. So listen, if you make a mistake, own up to it. Everything can be resolved. We've seen worse. And that culture needs to be in the business as well, because it will come out in the wash in the end. And people say, why didn't you say this? We could have done something. Anyway, if someone makes a mistake, you cannot break QuickBooks anyway. If something goes wrong, there's an audit log there to be tracked down. So the no cover-ups thing should go out in the entire business. All right. But no cover-ups means tell us what the story is. We won't be shocked by it. Let's get it fixed. Let's move on and let's learn how to do things right going forward.
Yep, absolutely. I like this tennis back and forth. This could
Yeah,
be a
yeah.
thing, right? Right, okay, cool. Right, staff and employees should be trained on an ongoing basis to help your business become better. I think that's a really good value, but I'm going to add to that. I think you, personally, as the entrepreneur business owner, you need to be trained on an ongoing basis. What got you here won't get you there. That phrase is said so many times. Personal investment in yourself through training is important, and then likewise that development in your staff as well. As your business evolves, you will need to evolve, and your staff will need to evolve alongside you.
Very good. Positivity. I don't need to say any more.
Absolutely. Exercise. I'm so disappointed I got this one. Anyone who knows me knows I don't do a lot of exercise. Kevin is the exercise guru here between the two of us. He should have got this one. But yes, exercise is really important for a healthy body, healthy mind. And then, Kevin, you wrap up why exercise is really important with the last value.
With the last value, well, you get your best ideas when you're off. It's funny. You might be walking down the street by a harbor, up a mountain, and something will just seem to strike you when there's people that pulling out of you, whether it's staff, customers, or accountants, or anything like that. And you'll say, I must write that down or write it in my hand, bring it back. Whatever it is, when you're off, you get the best ideas. The mind is freer, it's more relaxed. Think back to your own best ideas when you got them, and also think back to your worst ideas. I doubt they happened when you were up.
Absolutely. And Kevin, do you want to talk about our guarantee, which is very, very important?
Yeah, so this will be part of this. We don't take business on lightly. You know, if we think we can help your problem and fix it, we'll diagnose it with a discovery call and get going. And the idea is that we'll complete the job fantastically well. You'll tell everyone how great we are, and everyone will move on. You'll hire us. But if it doesn't work out, say that isn't the experience, we won't prolong the situation. It's a case of listen, no hard feelings. Here's your money back. We thought we could fix it, but for A, B, and C, it's not working out from our end. Here's your money back. Hire somebody else. Get something else. You know, we're not going to argue over it. You know, we've got to move on as well. So hopefully that never happens, but it's there and it's in writing.
I think one of the things we have is really good relationship with the people that we work with, and it's not a one touch or a little touch. It's actually, we develop a very long working relationship with our clients who want help with QuickBooks Online. So we support guarantee basically because we believe in what we do, and we believe that people are satisfied with the outcomes that they get, and they like working with us. A bit quirky, a wee bit different, but it works because we want to help everybody achieve the same goals. That's it. That's basically it.
Well, that's it. Yeah, we're also accountants. We're a business ourselves. We want you to make money, pay off your mortgage, live debt free, get your kids through college, take a good holiday at least once every 2 years, and a small holiday, small breaks. So listen, what's wrong with that? Okay. Anyway, quickworks.ie, check us out, give a call, and yeah, if we can help you, maybe we can point you in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're on social media, we're across all the platforms on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. So we will plan to we're going to set up a YouTube channel as well. We're going to do a monthly, not a Q&A, but a monthly update of what's happening, the changes, tips, tricks that you can benefit